Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Lucid's Tournament Game 7, where we are playing Helheim. It is turn 62. Let's see how things go. Alright. Whole bunch of attacks. Couple of attacks from Tirnanog. Bunch of attacks from us. Bunch of stuff going on. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so we have completed Alteration 7. Nice. Actually, need to do some things and resolve it. All right. We'll get back to that. Completed Alteration 7, up to Thaumaturgy 5. Cool. Our specs, nothing. Did some Enlivened Gargoyles, some Naiad Warriors, some Corpse Man construction. Bowl of Blood, nothing. Bowl of Blood, nothing. Gnome Lore, nothing. Was Vapsu, nothing. We bound Furcus, the Archdevil. Cool. Bowl of Blood, nothing. Leaf. Dark Knowledge, nothing. Arcane Probing, nothing. More Corpse Man construction, Arcane Probing, no. Augury, no. Well, that's just fucking just. Damn. Like, damn. Alright, fine, whatever. We had a decent turn, blood hunting, not a crazy turn, but a decent one. This is about, what is that? A little under 90, that's 84 blood slaves. Not the greatest, but you'll note, right, that probably the reason why is because I only had 4 blood hunters in Sinafe and 4 blood hunters in Ungbaloth. I keep fucking this up. When you go into the lab and you outfit a unit with gear, it cancels the commands that they had previously. And a lot of times when I'm just like pressing in to speed through who doesn't have orders, I'll just in research, right? So I keep accidentally catching blood hunters and setting them to research rather than to blood hunt, which is an annoyance. Okay, but it's fine. It's no big deal. We've got battles, and to immediately kick things off, we've got something that I just glaringly overlooked, right? And that is assassinations. Fucking Tirnanog has Bao Banshees, which are pretty good assassins. So let's see how this ends. I know I'm gonna, because this is a Bao Banshee with a fucking hit. We've actually seen this lady before. We made special note of her before because she's got a Shroud of the Battle Saints and a lifelong protection and a Vine Shield. This lady is stacked. Put some boots on this lady. What is going on? She deserves boots. She deserves boots. Alright, but she's got, I mean, she's got a shillelagh, so she starts with a retinue of a sprite. Alright, the sprite can elf shot to insta-fatigue you. Okay, cool. Fantastic. She's also got air gems for air elementals, and she's also got lifelong protection, so that's 2 imps every round. There's no way that our little old King 1 or King 11 can win with his 2 long dead. Or is there? Nice shield. Nice shield. We got this. We got this. Oh, kicking ass, killing that imp. Yeah, no worries. We've got this. We've got it. It's oh. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. It's okay. No. Absolutely, there's no way. There's no way for no. Absolutely not. Okay, so that's annoying. And that's a threat. But my assumption is going to be that not every Bao Banshee that Tirnanog has is kitted out with a shillelagh, a Vine Shield, a Shroud of the Battle Saint, a Lifelong Protection, and a fucking, what was that, a Luck Charm or a Twist Fate? That's a bit much for every assassin. However, we do still have to contemplate definitely possible that they've got a shillelagh, right? Tirnanog probably has plenty of nature gems, so maybe a couple of them have Vine Shields. That's important to know. And every single one of them is going to be at least Air 2, which means that they're easily going to be able to summon lesser air elementals. So we have to make sure that we can deal with that type of stuff. Fortunately, I think the majority of my thugs, most of my devils, that type of stuff can deal with that. Our other leaders, not so much. So we're going to have to make sure that we can't just send in singular, like, Mound Kings to try to siege down locations, or else they're going to get dropped. In fact, I actually need to make an adjustment to try to, like, increase our chances here in the next turn with what we're doing. But, good information. Okay. We've got a couple of battles. I'm going to skip over some battles that I feel like are the most important battles. Okay? Specifically being... Shit. We're gonna watch some battles. We gotta... Oh! Nope, not that one. We're skipping that one. It's an important battle. Gonna watch a battle in Roz. Yeah, here's Gop over here, facing off against some PD. He's got some liquid body. He's got some quicken self. He's got a hell sword. He's gonna chop. Very nice. Good job, Gop. Every time I say Gop, by the way, like, my girlfriend and I watch One Piece, and every time I say Gop, I'm over here thinking of Garp. So this is who this Ice Devil has become for me. He's become Garp. So, you know, hopefully he lives a long and satisfying life. Don't anticipate that, though. Okay, so we win in Ross. We are attacked in Yellow Caves. Let's see how this goes. We've got another Bao Banshee, right? Up against Podosian and a whole bunch of fucking Long Dead. Now, granted, this Bao Banshee came at us because it was assumed that maybe the, I guess maybe the concept was Podosian was gonna go away and it was just gonna be the king, right? Fair idea. Not what happened, unfortunately, for this Bao Banshee. Starts to summon Phantasmal Warriors. I don't think Podosian's even going to be able to get involved in this. No, because the Long Dead swarm over Aisling, and, you know, without other defensive statistics, she's got glamour, but that's not going to be enough. So we win in Yellow Caves. We've taken control of Grifa. There's been no resistance there, I think. We're going to skip Robberhome and watch the battle in Brightwoods. This is just a Vanyarl attacking some PD, so this should be easy peasy. Mistform, Blessing, Flight. Pwa! Kiga. Wah! Oh, don't you run from me. Kika. Nice. Good job. Who is this? This is Jarl 20. Up to 84 experience. Kicking that ass. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, cool. That was Brightwoods. We've got Old Man Mountains. Some of these are going to be our Archdevils. Here we go. Here's Igarak. Ready to kick some ass. We've got Phoenix Power. We've got Fire Shield. He's going to fly. He's going to kill. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead too. Very nice. Waywoods. It is Ethenem. Phoenix Power. Fire Shield up against. Just the one PD. Incinerate. Incinerate. Oh, you chase him down. You chase him. Incinerate. How much did that use? That used 37 fatigue. Nice. Cool. So that was Waywoods, and then there's a battle in Xanthrast. This is interesting. Okay, so we've got Magoth here, and he's actually up against a fair amount of PD. So this is a bunch of heavy cav and a bunch of heavy infantry. And keep in mind, remember, the Archdevils don't have the greatest defensive statistics. Magoth is okay at 28 protection, but not like super tank. But Magoth is also the special Archdevil, so he gets Body Ethereal. He gets to do Fire Shield, and then he gets to do Astral Shield. And then he just flies in the middle of them, and between the killing themselves on Fire Shield, not being able to get through the Astral Shield or the Vine Shield, and the fact that there is some regeneration and defensive statistics on Magoth just chunks this fucking PD. Like, very, very well. The only problem is that he does eventually fatigue out because we are using Boots of Quickness instead of something like Boots of the Messenger. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. That's an active choice that we made. That is a weakness in the design. But pretty good. Okay, so we've got 3 battles left. We've got a battle in Zox. We've got 2 battles in Robberhome, which immediately kind of like insinuates something, right? If we have a battle in Robberhome and then we have a battle in the Fortress of Robberhome, that kind of means, well, you know, we probably lost one of those, if not both. So let's watch the one in Zox first, because the one in Zox might be a little bit of a precursor, like a preview to the one in Robberhome. So cute, Odie. So cute. Oh, he heard me talking about him. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Alright, gotta play a game. Alright, battle in Zox. So, previously, we sent 3 Ice Devils into Zox. And this was in the off chance that, hey, maybe he moves his army this direction, and we get lucky and we catch the army, and, you know, we'll probably get routed, but maybe we can do the HP routes to them, or we can get lucky and, I don't know, just hold out. So, we've got Auriax, the Frostbrand Ice Devil. We've got Nikafor, the Ice Fist Ice Devil. And then we've got Bune, the Death Ice Devil. So, we've got... Fuck me. Oh shit. That's a lot of undead, my man. That's a lot of corpseman construction, my man. Oh, goodness. And actually, mixed in with all of these corpseman constructs, there's a fair number of bone readers, which looks to be what he has been using as maybe his corpseman constructs. So he went for a bunch of bone readers. Bone readers naturally have death, and then they can random air, I believe. So he took the ones that he got random airs with and turned them into corpse construct casters. Don't know that I would bring the storm spools and lightning rods with them, but you know, this druid has some wing shoes and ice helmet. It's got some interesting stuff mixed in here. Like we've got a circle master with a skull staff in here. There's some shit. There's some shit. A lot of undead. All right. Can we hold? We've got a soul vortex. We've got liquid bodies. We've got quicken self. We've got liquid body, quicken self. All right, Nikafor and Auriax are heading in. Boom, that's a dead cavalry. Now we've got quicken self. Here is a thing. Auriax, very high protection. Nikafor, even higher protection. Bune, not very high protection. Remember, Bune has the Shade Mail Hauberkin. He does not have a Armor of the Knights, so he loses out. He would be 34 like Auriax otherwise. So, Nikafor is the first one to meet, and he just starts cut in. Bune kind of comes up behind. Now this is a little dangerous, and I think we just kind of like stay out of range. Bune is kind of a wild card because of his soul vortex. He could get in with Auriax or with Nikafor and actually start hurting them, which would be a fucking problem. But we can immediately see Nikafor doing fine. Auriax seems to be doing fine. Bune immediately starts taking chip damage because of another thing aside from the Shade Mail Harbican, you can see Auriak's Storm Spool, 15 shock resistance. Nikafor, Storm Spool, 15 shock resistance. Bune has a Ring of the Warrior, no shock resistance. So these fucking Corpse Man constructs with their overcharge are chipping into Bune over and over again. Fortunately, because of his defensive statistics, right? Because he's got a Chill Aura and a Vine Shield, they aren't able to attack him very well. So most of the damage he takes is self-inflicted damage through the overcharge, which he then heals through his regeneration ring or through his soul vortex. I think soul vortex works against corpse. I don't know. It probably doesn't, actually. But you can see, right, Bune will start getting stunned throughout this battle. From the overcharge, from the lightning damage. So, a whole bunch of undead, and we can see back here, there's not much going on. It's mostly just all of the little bone casters are doing animate skeletons. The air casters are doing Phantasmal Warrior, and the big boy back here is occasionally doing stuff like Horde of Skeletons or Raise Dead. That's not a lot of dead to raise, but, you know. Nikafor is just going to town, by the way. He's... I love his fucking animation. It's so good. Also note, these guys, in this type of scenario, because of the way we have them outfitted, right? Reinvigoration 3 is enough to keep them from fatiguing out the vast majority of the time. Bune is fine on fatigue because of his soul vortex. But he is actually taking, even with Liquid Body, and this is kind of annoying, Liquid Body means you're supposed to rarely get afflictions, but he is taking enough damage, chip damage, that he is actually gaining afflictions. Oh, also, what is it? C? Yeah, so if we turn on C, we can see the little damage ticks. So we can see when he takes a damage tick, he'll basically boost red underneath. And when he's back at full, he won't have red. So Nikafor actually took a little bit of chip damage there. And our guys are just killing, just massacring the undead. This was a massive army. Most of the forces have routed. And there is now no longer undead leadership on the field of battle. And that's it. Yeah. Holy shit. Nice job. Ice Devils just slaughtered that massive army of corpse constructs. And this is the thing, like, this is having armies, like, don't get me wrong, there was some power here, right? The Bone Readers and the Circle Master had the ability to do some things, but there wasn't much in here except for just chaff and the ability to summon more chaff. So going up against something that's just not going to die to chaff just means that it all gets cut down. All of it just gets cut down. So, as I've said, a little precursor to for future battles, let's take a look at the battle in Robberhome. And we know from last turn, right, we got attacked by a Numidian sorceress, or was a Tuathan sorceress. We got attacked by a sorceress and a She-Lord. The sorceress got killed, got shot in the head and killed, or got shot and lost her glamour and then died, right? But the She-Lord lived. We also had our walls crumbled, though. So, what are we facing in Robberhome? Where we sent Semegus. Can't be much, can it? Fine. Okay, well, it's never a good sign when, because you always zoom in on your army, right? It's never a good sign when you can see enemy army on your side of the screen, because that tends to mean there's a lot. So we've got Semegis over here with his Frostbrand, Vine Shield, all this stuff, right? 31 protection. His protection would be higher, but I think right now there's only 2 cold in Robberhome, or maybe 1 cold in Robberhome. So he's actually a little nerfed right now. I think it's there's 2 cold, so he's missing 1 tick of his ice protection. He should be 34, right? He's got 15 shock resistance. Very importantly, he's got some regeneration. And that's it. He's got nothing else that's super special. This is actually, Semegis is actually one of the ones that's not the greatest in combat because he doesn't have any special abilities. He is the summons frost fiends in a fortress kind of guy, right? And he's up against, oh, okay, a real army. Less than what we just faced in Zox. Importantly, less than what we just faced in Zox. But there's a fair number of undead, long dead, and corpse constructs here. There's a lot more other shit, though. There's a lot of great eagles. There's a lot of fire snakes. And there's a lot of mages. And there's a lot of Tuathan warriors. Very importantly, a lot of Tuathan warriors. These guys hit hard, right? And remember, his bless makes them hit even harder. These guys can absolutely kill an ice devil, if they can get to them. So we've got a Banshee over here with a bunch of gems, you know, be able to cast some stuff. We've got some Bow Banshees without gems, just hanging out. These are going to cast summon Storm Power. And then we've got a bunch of other mixture of units. And very, very interestingly, and very, very importantly, we can see back here this guy. Hey, buddy. Hey, Tyrannog's God. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay. This guy is stacked, right? He's got a crazy amount of paths, Rainbow Pretender chassis, but actually quite a bit more, right? Tyrannog's Bless is pretty fierce. They did have to tank their scales a hefty amount. So this guy is capable of a lot of shit. And he's got Fairy in a Bottle, he's got some Air and Nature gems, and he's got a bunch of additional gems at the ready. So, we know what Semegis does. We're going to try to keep an eye out on what's going on here in this army. Okay? We want to look for big things. So the first big wave of stuff, we've got some resist cold. We've got, is that a bleed? That's a bleed. No, that's a blessing. Fuck me. I was going to be like, what? What? Alright, so we've got a whole lot of blessings. I think that is somewhat sus, right? I don't think you need to blessing if your god is with your army. Even if you're outside of your dominion, I think if your god... That might not be true. It might only be that if you're... That might be the thing. You don't have to bless if your god's with you, but I think outside of your god's dominion, you might still have to bless. We've got some quickness. We've got some strength of giants. Important. Very important. Strength of giants. Good shit. Good shit. Summon sprites. That's annoying. That's very annoying. We've got summon storm power. We've got Howl, cast by the Frostfather. And, very importantly, we see it back here, trigger. We've got a Mass Flight, cast by, not by him, by this lady. By a Tuatha Sorceress back here. Okay, so with Mass Flight up, we're going to see all of a sudden we had this we had this scenario where Semegis back here, by the way, got liquid body off. Did not get quickness off because he got attacked by imps. And then suddenly everything's gonna go up in the air and... oh shit. This is super fucking important. Super duper fucking important. We got incredibly lucky here because we got mostly surrounded by corpse constructs and not by Tuatha warriors. Incredibly important distinction. If we got surrounded by Tuatha warriors, we would be dead. These guys hit for 24 damage a pop. It is piercing damage. It will ignore 1/3 of our fucking whatchamacallit? Yeah. Say. I thought it said. Anyways, so it will pierce through some of our armor. But very importantly, we did not get immediately surrounded by Tuatha warriors. However, they've got Gift of Flight up, so it's only a matter of time. Every time we kill something, it opens up a hole that someone is going to fly into, and that's a problem. Okay? We got arrow finned up. Not a big deal. Doesn't really matter for us. And there we go. That's the second big deal. We get... who the fuck does it? Is it the same lady back here? I don't think so. We got a... so this is definitely something that doesn't need to be happening. We got more gifts of flight going out. You put up mass flight. You don't need gift of flight. Get that out of here. Who's doing this? Oh, it hasn't happened yet. Gift of flight, gift of flight. Animate dead, phantasmal warrior. Boom, there it is. It's this lady. This Air 6 mage with a fucking winged helmet over here. Casts Natural Storm. This is an absolute problem for Tir na Nog. In casting Mass Flight, Tir na Nog had the eventual solution. They only had so much stuff, and here's the thing. Only what is on the battlefield when you cast Mass Flight is going to get Mass Flight. So anything else, new wolves or new phantasmal warriors or whatever else that gets summoned to the battlefield afterward is not going to have Mass Flight. That is actually important because you're going to see here in a second, the battlefield gets just choked with wolves primarily, but some phantasmal warriors as well. If at any time enough Tuatha warriors close with Semegis, then Semegis will die. Without Storm up, that is all but inevitable, because eventually enough will fly in that they will kill him. Because they'll just keep flying in, right? And other things that don't have fly will take longer to pile in. But with Storm up, they lose that flight. They lose the ability to immediately slot themselves into a hole that Semegis opens. Which means that smaller units, like wolves, I think... nope, actually they're all the same size, so never mind. That still doesn't matter. It basically just means that there is a bigger chance of other units being able to make it in because no one's flying now. So, let's watch. There is one quick caveat, but so like, I think the individuals that were flying or were gonna animation fly before the storm comes up, they continue to do what they do. So this is gonna take a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and speed up to 3. So we've got Semegis in here, and he is occasionally taking damage. Not very much. Enough you see every once in a while when a Tuatha warrior comes in, we're actually going to turn on C because this is going to help us track his health. Every once in a while when a Tuatha warrior gets in, they will occasionally actually do some damage. There's also these fucking sprites that will occasionally get hits, will elf shot, and fatigue Semejas out, which is a fucking problem. And he finally, because enough people are around him that are either frozen or vine shielded, he finally gets quicken self off, which is somewhat of a mixed bag because it means he kills more, which is good, right? But it also means he fatigues out faster and he opens more slots for himself to get attacked. So you can see he gets elf shotted, so he's fatigued up. So the blue bar is fatigue, by the way. So he's going to remain at about 100 fatigue the vast majority of this fight now. He will occasionally drop out and then attack and then go back up. This is almost entirely because of the elf shots that will occasionally hit. Eventually, though, most of the sprites do run out of elf shots. You're also going to see, aside from just the wolves and the phantasmal warriors, there's a whole bunch of false horror spam going on. But again, most of those units don't make it to us. Hey, boo-boo. Alright, so we keep attacking. Again, not much going on. Oh, shit. Alright, so as we are closing, or as we're killing things, the ring of Tuatha warriors is getting tighter and tighter. Alright? But fortunately, they keep coming in like little singles, and then we pop them. Right? This is a thing. Okay. That was the first of a scenario. Alright, I think it was actually right at that point where this Tuatha warrior and this She-Lord come in with a great sword of sharpness, and they hit Semejas, and he routs. It might have happened a little bit before that, but so Semejas suddenly starts taking a lot of damage, and it's mostly because of this great sword of sharpness. Okay? We can see he gets chunked really fast. If he cannot deal with that great sword of sharpness, he is going to die. He is down to 14 health. And then he get frozen? No, he gets vine shielded. Alright. The She-Lord is at 3 health. Gets vine shielded. We're healing. And he dies. And then we just heal back up, because nothing else is really able to, aside from like the She-Lords or the Tuatha, nothing else is really able. So we get very, very, very close to dying there. And we can see there's also a lifelong protection that's on one of these people, so there's just a massive amount of imps happening. More Tuatha come in, they get killed, etc., etc. Take a little bit of chip damage here or there. Let's go back and check. We know what's happening with Semejas. He's taking chip damage, and there we go. So, I do not know if we hit the turn timer. I assume we hit the turn timer. Or if we didn't, maybe we just eventually HP routed. I don't know. I just know that, well, the Tirnanog army routes. Okay? A couple of important things are going to happen here. So we can see the vast majority of them are still okay. They're still fatigue neutral or close to it, so they run out. Not fatigue neutral. Under 100 fatigue. You know what I mean. So they flee. There's a big issue with that, though. They don't have anywhere to flee to. Because we control all the provinces around them. Around Roberham. Because of our victory in Zox, we control all of the provinces around this territory. As soon as the individual that has Storm on flees the battlefield, Mass Flight kicks back in. So all of these people that had Mass Flight from the beginning now immediately flee, while Semejes, who has broken and is trying to route, continues to try to route, but can't because there's stuff behind him. And we can see, very importantly, over here, one of the people that fled with Mass Flight was Tirnanog's god. Semejes is trying to make it off the battlefield. And he will, in fact, make it. When he makes it, most of this stuff, these wolves, these false horrors, phantasmal warriors, they don't matter. They're summons. They're going to go away. There are very few actual units here. Some corpse constructs, some long dead, a great eagle, right? A single Tuatha warrior, I think, and like 3 mages. Tirnanog wins the battle. Cool. Really cool. Roberhome, Semejes was able to defeat 236 units. In the battle, 3 Mound Kings died, 1 She-Lord died, 83 Corpse Constructs died, 2 Fire Snakes died, 90 Long Dead died, 12 Tuatha Warriors died. And then some more stuff, because, summons. We can see that Semejes retreats into Roberhome. We can't see their forces, but I can tell you it's not good. So we go to the actual battle in Roberhome. This is what was actually on my capital. And I actually, now that I think about it, I don't think we got crumbled. I think, and I talked to Tirnanog about this. But they are using an item that basically cloaks their army. I think it's the Gossamer stuff. We might double check it. But basically, we couldn't see them. Okay. They attack with the few remaining, because they had broken our walls and they were on a Storm Castle command when Semejes attacked them. So this is all that makes it into the Storm command. Storm the Fort command, and they just get shredded. Like, we do our own howl, we've got a bunch of hell herdings coming in, they get annihilated. So that's a Bow Banshee, a Flame Spirit, and 2 Author Sorceress down the drain for nothing. And they lost their god. All of the forces that routed there, they lost. The only things that... We are still under siege in Roberhome, but that's only because he just brought in... Actually, no, I take it back. The only reason we are still under siege in Roberhome is because of the few forces that stayed there, the stuff that wasn't attached to those 3 mages that attacked, right? Some of the Corpse Constructs and the Huge Eagles, right? And the only reason there's a commander there at all right now is because one of the bone readers from the Zox battle fled to Robberhome in its retreat. Tir Nanog just lost everything in Zox except for a handful, right? Some of it fled back to Griffin Rock and a little bit fled to Robberhome. And he lost everything, almost everything from Robberhome. These were some massive losses. And honestly, they were off the back of blind luck and Ice Devils just holding the line. So that was fucking crazy. And it's at this point that like I talk about that, and we're at 40 minutes in this video. So I'm gonna try to speed through the rest of what's going on. It's probably gonna be about an hour-long video. I apologize, but this was a crazy, crazy turn for me. We found a magic site in Helheim. This is actually really exciting. It's a wellspring of the virgins, produces 1 water every turn, which is kind of whatever, but it heals units up to 3 units or up to 3 afflictions per month, which is actually really cool. Oh, sorry, that's not true. It's not a up to 3 afflictions. It has a chance of healing an affliction on someone every month, and it's a 3% chance. Is that true? That's a very low percent chance. Less exciting. Anyways, moving on. We lose some gold in Borel. We gain some province income and resource in Zimria. Very cool. There is a silver sarcophagus that has been opened, so there is death and disease across the world. This is annoying. Screws over our growth. We've started to destroy the fort in Glimmering Fields. Yellow Caves is unharmed because we lost our Mound King there. And in Robberhome, we're repairing the walls. So very interesting. We're patrolling all over the place. We just won some massive victories there, but this is something that the whole game is aware of, right? And this could very well be a signal for Calum to be like, well, that's a bad sign, gotta attack, right? So we have to keep that in mind, and we have to try to do our best to continue to control this war. Just because of, take a very clear example from earlier on in this game. Just because you lose some major battles does not mean that you are out of the game or that you are done. We lost multiple major battles against Saramatia. We held on, we rebuilt ourselves, we did what we needed to do. Tir Nanog absolutely can do the same. This is not the time to underestimate them. It is the time to continue to fucking try to put the hold down on them. So that's what most of our movements are this turn. We're attacking in new locations. We are actually attacking into Griffin Rock with Ethenim. We're actually attacking onto Tir Nanog with Igarak. We are actually bringing Magoth back to Kohnberg. We talked about this previously. Magoth has a bunch of astral magic. He will be a very good mind hunter if we decide to go that route, which we probably will. So we want to have access to that. We're sneaking around Jarl 20, sneaking around Jarl 28. We are moving Gop into Zox in case they try to move anything from like Devil's Pond into Zox or anything from Griffin Rock into Zox or something like that. And then we're moving all 3 of our Ice Devils from Zox into Robberhome, and we're breaking siege with some edges. Everyone else is continuing to research in Robberhome because we have some research breakpoints that we really want to get to, and because I'm not comfortable attacking out because he's got a bunch of invisible shit just like I do. So I ain't about that life. Granted, that being said, we are trying to make sure that we attack him and get into Isgrill. Femoria has been attacking him and is sitting on forts as well, so that's pretty important. I need to adjust this real quick because I forgot about it. It's something else that we want to do. We want to put a ring of water breathing on creation. We are, so other 2 big movements. We are moving Furcus. This is our first all Phoenix Pyre, all Reinvigoration Archdevil. I have no idea if this is going to be an effective strategy or not, but Furcus is coming in to Roz. Again, in case that we are going to fight against something here. And so that he can support and probably attack further. Basically, he's taking the place of Maggoth, since we're going to try to put Maggoth in the wings. So Furcus is kitted out. As you can see, he has a total of 14 reinvigoration. The overall goal for him, he's got Phoenix Pyre, Fire Shield. The overall goal is for Fire Shield and the Scutata Volturnus for people to kill themselves on him. And for, if he needs to, he can pokey stabby someone down with the Lightning Spear. But otherwise, he doesn't have great defensive statistics. He doesn't have great protection. He doesn't have great defense. He doesn't have mass regeneration or anything like that. What he has is, if he's got decent stats, right? So he shouldn't just instant drop, right? So he's got decent stats, and if he does die with Phoenix Pyre up, he should explode, hopefully killing some stuff or doing some serious damage to stuff. Reappear somewhere else on the battlefield with between, what is it, 30 to 80. Let's take a look at Fire Shield real quick. Or not Fire Shield, Phoenix Pyre. Between 31 and 50 fatigue added, right? And the hope is that with 14 reinvigoration, now granted he does have 6 encumbrance, right? But the idea is with 14 reinvigoration, he's going to go click, 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 fight, boom, click, 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 fight, boom, click, click, click. And basically just continuously recover his fatigue to where he's fine. I don't know that is actually what's going to happen. This is a strategy that I've never really tried before. I've seen it implemented, but I haven't studied it. I haven't looked it up or anything like that. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, all right, we tried something new. Sweet. We are also bringing Hanga 8, the Hangadrot, with a little bit of gear. This is mostly to help avoid assassinations, right? Actually, we might take a Vine Shield. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really want to kit out for assassinations. So, maybe not that, maybe that. Maybe that. So, fuck. Anybody got a armor? Yeah, give me your armor. Bifrons. Okay. So what's the point of this? We are sending Hanga 8 into Yellow Caves. We want to get Yellow Caves sieged down and taken. Podosian is not going to be able to do that by himself, so we're sending in Hanga 8 with some Hell-Herding bodyguards in order to take command of this undead army and then hold there, resist assassinations, and then hopefully take Yellow Caves. I don't know that that's going to work. It's probably a better idea to send more units to Yellow Caves, and we are working towards that goal. We're going to summon some more Mound Fiends over the course of the next couple turns, but that's going to take us a couple turns. I want to try to do something this turn, right? So we're going to see how that goes. All right, that's most of our movements. What are we actually doing as far as the game goes? We'll go through some stuff. I need to this is going to be something that I do offline, but again, I need to mix in the stuff that we have just earned through Alteration 7. That being said, for instance, Mass Protection and Fog Warriors, right? They need to be mixed into our scripting here. I'm going to do that after I submit this turn. But that'll be done probably with Sigurjiva and with the Jade Sork 3. Okay. Other than that, we're not really doing anything in Robberhome, except, and we're doing this in both Robberhome and Sarmatia, we're doing some blood sacrifices. And we're probably going to be doing these every turn for a little bit, because we are losing more and more dominion to Calum primarily. And that's a problem. Calum is... There's an issue with Calum having very, very strong Dominion and eventually forcing everyone else's Dominions out. And that's because they can put up some really scary globals that can really fuck you up trying to fight them, trying to get into their Dominion. So we want to start doing blood sacrifices. Blood sacrifices are very good at spreading Dominion. We're going to start doing that to help push back as much as we can. In Sarametia, we're forging another lightning spear. Basically, we're making another set of reinvigoration gear for the next Archdevil that we get. We're doing 2 more Stars of Thraldom, basically every turn until we have most of our Blood Hunters kitted out, which we're getting pretty close to. We are doing Blood Sacrifice. We're doing more Corpseman construction. We are preaching as well because, again, we really want to get some of our Dominion here. Doing more Rings of the Warrior. We are doing more Arcane Probing in Zimria. We are forging, again, the stuff for Reinvigoration gear, Amulet of Resilience. We're doing more Horror Specs, more Augury. We are forging another Scutaude Volturnus, Lightless Lantern, more Voice of Apsu, Ring of Water Breathing, so that we can potentially go into the Devil's Pond with someone. We're doing an Ice Helmet instead of a Dragon Helmet because our Archdevils have an susceptibility to cold, and they already have really good morale. They don't really need the Dragon Helmet to give them additional morale or fire resistance or dark vision. The Dragon Helmet really doesn't do anything for them, so it's kind of pointless. So we're going to give them an Ice Helmet to get rid of the susceptibility to cold. They'll just have neutral ice resistance. And that's it in Dead Forest. In Kohnberg, we're making another Dwarven Hammer because I feel like I need more Dwarven Hammers. That's it. And in Helheim, we are binding another Archdevil. This is the last of the Archdevils, and then we're actually out of things to bind, which is fine. We're going to store up Blood Slaves while we work on some other stuffs and then eventually get to Heliophagi. But again, I assume we're just going to lose some devils here or there, and we'll want to replace them. Reviving another Mound King, doing more Gnome Lore, Corpse Construction, a Girdle of Might for the Reinvig gear, Rainbow Armor for the Reinvig gear, Dark Knowledge, Arcane Probing, and then we're moving Hanga 8 and Furcus. In other news, we are recruiting like crazy, continuing to recruit around Helheim, but we're actually recruiting a bunch more Herdmen in a couple of different places. Namely, we are recruiting Herdmen and Van Jarls in Osens and Brightgate. Because if we take Yellow Caves and we take that throne, we will have 3 thrones. If we are prepared and ready for this in a timely manner, we can prep an army next to Caves of Madness, prep an army next to Fever Fens, and we can, on one turn, right, send our god or our prophet to take, to claim the throne in Yellow Caves, the throne of bureaucracy. And on that same turn, we can hit Caves of Madness and Fever Fens, and then storm the castles in both, and take them both in the next 2 turns. That's not to say that that's actually what's going to happen, but that is a path to victory. That's where my eyes are set for right now. The plan being to kind of focus on Tirnanog. Hopefully, Calum will not pull the trigger. I'm actually hoping that Calum pulls the trigger on Tirnanog and tries to go for their own little throne rush, because that's going to distract everyone else from me. I would love to be able to make a kind of like a treaty scenario with Abyssia. I'm considering being like, hey, Abyssia, do you want this X land? You know, they're attacking Hinnom right now, and I'm kind of just like, hey, do you wanna like, well, I will assist you, or I'll let you have these provinces. You know, let's be buddy-buddy, right? So that they can join in against Calum or join in against Tirnanog or stuff like that, right? So the whole point there is to just try to keep Tirnanog from kicking my ass, keep Calum from coming at me. The hope is that Calum doesn't want to get involved in this because they've seen the stuff that's happening with Tirnanog, and that they want to look at like Fomorria, or they want to look at Abyssia and be like, I should probably jump on these people and try to end the game, while we prep to do that ourselves. I do think that we are working from behind at this point versus Calum, but we'll do what we can. We'll see how it goes. This has been an extremely long episode, and for that I apologize. There is so much going on in this game now. Underneath the layer, I know we don't have like a crazy amount of movement or a crazy amount of like actual battles or anything like that. This is a fair number, but not anything to say like it needs to be an hour-long episode. But there's so much that I think is exciting and interesting, and holding on to that excitement I think is important for me in some of these longer games. So thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it, and hopefully the next couple turns go just as well as this one did. But that's normally not the case. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.